He good, be obedient, lift a bit higher, baby. Don't make brother do it himself. Twilight filtered in through the slits of the blinds, cutting a slender beam of light across the golden brown teak floor, faintly illuminating two figures desperately entangled in the dim room. The rose-gold clasps clattered disorderly against the headboard of the French antique wooden bed, the crisp clang-clang sounds ringing violently. Si Wang Wu. Let me go. A woman knelt, propped on her arms, a head of soft, smooth, straight black hair cascaded over her shoulders. Her floral-print white dress, beyond her control, swayed back and forth in the darkness. She twisted her body, trying to escape, but couldn't. Her delicate wrists were bound by a rose-gold bracelet, its end connected to the headboard, firmly trapping her on the soft, comfortable bed. Let go. Don't talk nonsense. The man's head of golden-brown hair shone startlingly bright in the darkness, trembling slightly in the windless environment. Tanyushi, he called her full name, his large hand gripping her slender waist, slowly moving along the curve of her side to her pale fingertips clutching the bedsheet. Long, slender fingers intertwined with hers, his chest pressing against her spine. His cool, thin lips slowly approached the tip of her ear, his voice drifting in, low and hoarse. You'd better understand. You can never escape from me in this lifetime. The clang. Sounds became more frequent and louder. Young mistress, we're here. Dr. Zhang uncle smoothly parked the car under a large tree right at the main gate of Linyuan University. After watching the bodyguards from the following cars take their positions orderly outside the doors, he called out softly. No response. Young mistress? He turned to look. In the back seat, the young woman lay sprawled loosely, the light green dress she wore making her appear especially petite. She was asleep, breathing evenly. Still sleeping, and with no sleeping posture at all. Young mistress, we're here, helpless. He had to shout. Si Wang, I'll kill you. A loud shriek filled with personal resentment. Tanyushi's legs kicked the front seat fiercely in a conditioned reflex. A cramp like pain and numbness immediately spread from the soles of her feet in the little white sandals up to the roots of her calves. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. 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 Together. Instinctively. Bending to roll her calves. Zhang uncle shook his head sympathetically, advising young mistress be careful. It's only your first day in Lin City. If you get hurt, master madam will be so worried. Lin City, Tanyushi finally woke completely from her dream. Cold sweat had soaked her back. She subconsciously touched her wrist. It was empty. No rose-gold chain. Hey, dream. That dream again. She rolled down the window, stretched out her hand, gesturing for the bodyguards on both sides to move aside and form a horizontal line. The view before her was now fully revealed. The school gate was carved from a single massive block of Fang's Han white marble. Pale green water veins were faintly visible within the jade-like stone, and the walls were engraved with the glorious history of the school. The jade plaque at the top was inscribed with 4 large characters on a red lacquer background, Linyuan University. The structure was 4 pillars with 3 gateways. Vehicles used the side gates. The main gate was for pedestrians only. Apart from the grand scale of the gate, the teaching buildings inside were all standard square, conventional structures, not much different from an ordinary school. This is the private school where the children of Lin City's powerful and wealthy study. Isn't it a bit too plain? Tanyushi rested her cheek on one hand, her slender fingers tapping rhythmically on her fair, soft cheek. Her voice was clear and pleasant. It's worlds apart from Eddie's Kinghe private university in the capital. Young uncle explained, young mistress, the school's main purpose is to cultivate political science, while the Zhang family's university focuses more on cultivating business talents. Their aims are different, so naturally, the teaching environment and direction differ too. Understood, she responded faintly, not very interested. She hadn't come voluntarily, she was forced to come to repay a favor on her father's behalf. 20 years ago, her father was saved by the Xi family while studying in Lin City. When she was 4, her maternal grandfather held a banquet and also invited the Xi family. Being a lover of beautiful things and handsome faces since childhood, she had, while the 6-year-old Xi Wang was distracted, reached from behind and touched his golden-brown hair. What she didn't know was that the Xi family had been producing only sons for several generations, and the hair color was hereditary. Aside from the Xi family's designated male barber, only the future wife was allowed to touch it. Especially in the Xi family, whose status and position were at the pinnacle of the political circle. Their bodies were not to be casually touched by others, let alone having their head touched. The Xi family requested a marital alliance that very night, and she refused. From then on, they asked year after year, and she refused year after year. She had thought the Xi family would give up one day. But as soon as she turned 18 and had only been in university for a month, the Xi family, holding the favor over them, demanded she attend the same university as Xi Wang. Her family was naturally unwilling. Although the capital and Lin City were only an hour apart by highway, for a family of doting fathers, it was still too far. Although being forced by the Xi family made her furious based on the principle that repaying kindness is the most basic moral code, she had agreed to come. Shang uncle, you can go back. She took a deep breath and pushed the car door open. Remember to pick me up at 7 tonight. Young mistress, the bodyguards. Let them all stay. She interrupted him, her gaze sweeping over the stiff-backed men in black. Since we're here, don't think we can leave easily. She lifted the hem of her dress and stepped over the white marble threshold. The sunlight was a bit glaring. She instinctively narrowed her eyes. The campus was quiet, with only faint shouts drifting from the distant sports field. It was new student registration day. Most students and parents were busy with enrollment procedures, following the address on her admission notice. She found her classroom, Class 1, Grade 11, sophomore year. The classroom was on the 3rd floor. The door open. She composed her expression and walked in with graceful steps. Hello, I'm the new transfer student. See. At the lectern. The homeroom teacher was a middle-aged woman with glasses, looking stern and rigid. She pushed her glasses up and scrutinized Tanyushi. Your seat will be. Teacher, a lazy voice suddenly came from the back of the classroom, carrying a hint of casual amusement. Let her sit next to me. Tanyushi's whole body stiffened, her blood seeming to freeze instantly. That voice. She whipped her head around, looking towards the source. The last row by the window. A young man lounged against the back of his chair. His long legs stretched out into the aisle. He wore the school uniform and kempt, the top 2 buttons of his collar undone, revealing exquisite collarbones. Most striking was his head of golden-brown hair shimmering with the luster in the sunlight. He was looking down, idly playing with a pen, seemingly unaware of Tanyushi's gaze. But the pen's cap was unmistakably a rose-gold medal class. Xi Wang? The teacher obviously knew him, a trace of barely perceptible wariness in her tone. But that's a boy's seat. It's fine. Xi Wang looked up. his deep eyes locking precisely onto Tan Yushi at the door. The corner of his mouth curved into a half-minus smile. Tan and I are old acquaintances. Tan Yushi stood rooted, her nails digging deep into her palms. How could he be here? No, that's wrong. This is his territory. She took a deep breath, forcing herself to calm down, and walked to the teacher's desk. Teacher, I'll do as he says. The teacher was taken aback, seemingly not expecting Tan Yushi to agree so readily, and could only nod. All right then, Tan Yushi, go sit next to Si Wang. Si Wang, you're responsible for helping the new student. Certainly. Si Wang's voice was low and magnetic, carrying a dangerous edge only Tan Yushi could detect. Tan Yushi hugged her school bag and walked step by step to the last row. As she passed Si Wang, her steps faltered slightly. A faint scent of cedar drifted into her nostrils, exactly the same as the man's scent in her dream. Long time no see, she. Si Wang leaned close to her ear, his voice so low only the two of them could hear. Did you enjoy last night's dream? Han Yushi's head jerked up, staring at him in shock. You. Shh. Si Wang placed a finger against his lips, his eyes teasing. Class is starting. He withdrew his gaze, leaning back against his chair again, as if the whispering madman from a moment ago was just her delusion. Han Yushi sat down stiffly, her heart pounding wildly. She knew this nightmare was only just beginning.